yeah. Right, very good morning, everybody. So, huge changes. Now, I want you to listen to something. It's Talksport, right? I want you to listen to something.
In Super League had the challenge around meritocracy that they were the only game in town. Let them do their job. Yeah. Let FIFA and UEFA that suck millions out of the game, billions to some extent, and tell us how the game should be run. Yeah, affect a better outcome then.
Exactly. You mentioned Newcastle. I'm glad you did, because I tend to think a deep
You'll
run
hear
in Europe
Eddie
would
Howe in a
represent a
second.
metaphorical bauble for Eddie Howe. This was Eddie post-match last night after the win over PSV.
We're in everything to win it, and that's not me saying that we are going to win it. It's me saying that we will do our best to win every single game, go as far and as deep as we can. But that's not in just this competition. That's in every game that we play. I think when you associate yourself with this club, that's the mindset we need, and that's the mindset we try and instill into the players.
I wonder, Simon, if there's something special on for Newcastle.
Is there something special on for Newcastle United? And this is what I sing in my songs, yeah, because what you gotta look at is this. In songs like Are You Brave Enough? Now, a few days ago, yeah, you had Adam Pearson, who was invited by Just Eat to go onto the pitch at St James's Park. Yeah. And there's that round circle, which is for UEFA. And they all went out onto the pitch and they picked it up and they pulled it so that it moves for the camera. And right next to him was somebody who had a camera here. And he says, you know, what a fantastic night it was, being out on the pitch in the half, you know, the centre circle. And, you know, truly, Adam was in a special place. Yeah. And we've got to harness the crowd. Who've we got? We got Kevin. PDF file solutions. Oh, that's a different one. Somebody new here. Good morning. But yeah, there are changes. You know, we have to prove with Newcastle United. Not only can Newcastle United move closer to where we want to be, we have to instill that in our players, you know, so that doesn't matter whether you're playing in Premier League or in the Cups, we go out and you give every single thing. You know, if we do that, we're going to go far. I believe, my own personal opinion, fourth. I know a lot of people turn around and say, nah, we can't. You're defeating yourself before you even get to the match. That's the honest. Yeah, you are defeating yourself. Not defeating me, because I'm saying fourth. And I'll stick by what I've said. Because years and years ago, I did the same, and a lot of people ridiculed when I said fourth. They did. But the West End Food Bank in Newcastle got 80 quid. They didn't have before. So somebody in chat is doing emojis. Do you have a season ticket? Guess what? No. And guess what? There's about 30,000 trying to get a ticket. So, yeah. If you've got a season ticket, bravo. You have to apologise to the Toon Review. Have you apologised to the Toon Review? Nope. And I'm not going to weigh that. Simple. If somebody comes onto my platform and says what was said, no. End of. That's it. And he may have nearly 50,000. Yeah. He may have. What else? Surely it's in your interests to work. Hey, I've said quite a few times, I don't mind doing, going into platforms live. I don't mind that. I don't even mind going into a box on, fans forum. I don't mind that. What I do mind is this: somebody who just wants clicks. No, world doesn't work that way. And if I get an apology, that's different. Will I get an apology? Will the cow jump over the moon? So there you go. Now, Sunday, my hope is not only does Newcastle United get the 3 points, my hope is that we can score as many goals at the game as humanly possible. And I want next week, when we are in Paris, to do the same thing. Exactly the same thing. I want us to, like I said in the live yesterday, against Paris Saint-Germain, beat them. I watched the Champions League game where they were playing. And yes, they do have a team with millionaires. They weren't performing. They got beat. So it is possible. But yeah. So the way I look at things is this: cold, hard facts. And that's it. Yeah. Changes are coming thick and fast. And those changes are permanent. Right? This channel, changes to this channel, i.e. doing more of these YouTube shorts, travel up to St James's Park to speak to people is coming. And even if I don't get a ticket to watch the game at St James's Park, then I don't. But I'll still be coming. What's in use here? Isn't 3 points and as many goals as possible what every football fan would like? Yes, yes. But we have to ensure Newcastle United, it's done consistently. Big games are coming. We've got a big game in a few weeks with Liverpool, who currently are in 4th position. We have to say to them, yeah, you grabbed a player, but football club's about more than one player. It's about a team. There's no I in team. Doesn't exist. What you going up to Newcastle to chat about? Newcastle United, the club I love. That's what. But yeah, what to the owners? I doubt it. I very much doubt I'll be talking to the owners unless the owners will like the project I have. If the owners like the project, then maybe. I don't know. Nobody knows the future. What else we got? What project? It's a project based around St James's Park, the home of Newcastle United. And it's one of my babies. So currently working on it as I am working to change other things which are also projects permanently. What else we got? You'd be sued for copyright. I doubt it. I very much doubt it. But you're entitled to your opinion. Now, my hope is on Sunday that Newcastle United do the business on the pitch. If they do the business on the pitch, I'm happy. Is this another one? Using their image and then going to chat about using their image would get you in. Do you know? Are you some kind of person who's just going to batter my chat PDF file solutions? Because nobody else seems to be talking. It's you. What is it? Huh? Yeah. I'm trying to do something for Newcastle, where I was born. Morning, heavy metal footy. Good morning. Oh, we got another one. Just discovered this channel and I work in legal IT. Oh, well done. Well done. So no doubt, because I'm talking about like things, and on my channel there are projects, no doubt, that'll give you some information. But at this moment in time, what I'm going to do is going to be done. And that's it. Yeah. So I'll deal with the other stuff when I cross that bridge. I haven't crossed it yet. Same as, Newcastle has very famous bridges, which I've crossed many times in both directions. But yes, so what line of work do you do? Designer, engineer. Now, what's going to happen in the next month? Hopefully, players coming in. Hopefully. Although some have said no players will be coming. That would be a big, big mistake, because Newcastle needs backup. They need it now, not on the last day of the month. Oh, we've got another one. When did you become an engineer, Paul? Oh, donkeys years ago. Absolutely golden, Bennett. Donkeys years ago. Why aren't you at work? In you, designer, engineer. You never told us about engineering. I don't have a degree. You've got you have to go to university to get a degree. Now, building on the engineering front, that's different. That was old school. So you're not an engineer. Oh, keep coming. Come on, bring it on. Bring it on, man. Really? You're going to fill my chat with all this utter crap. Damn, man. We're talking about Newcastle United, and then all of a sudden it's changing. No. Sorry. You see, as Eddie Howe wants, right? Eddie Howe wants our club to not just get to the knockout stages, get past it. And that means on the pitch, War Harvey, War Anthony, they've got to put the ball in the back of the net. And my hope is we take the French team, which is PSG, beat them, and then the next team we play, we beat them. What we got? Thought an engineer was protected title. I'm sure you need qualifications. You're probably right. But my qualifications, well, they're old school. Yeah. I left that a long, long time ago. And the term an engineer, well, that's an open term. So, yeah. What have you engineered? A couple of things. Now, as we progress towards the end of this month, which is coming really, really fast, I'll be disappointed if Ross Wilson hasn't picked the phone up to ring players like Keys Smiths, like Samu from, I think it's Portugal. But I don't know. We don't know. What have you engineered and designed this month? It's all there. Look at my YouTube page. The video's there, man. We're talking football today. Yeah? There's a match coming up where Newcastle United are playing Aston Villa. So if you want to have a look at engineering topics, go and have a look on my YouTube page. Watch the videos. Do that. Simple, really. I think chat is more interested. Well, they can be, but like I say, I'm going to keep on rabbiting on about Newcastle United because we have a match on Sunday. I don't know if it's 2:00 kickoff. I don't know if it is a later kickoff yet. Inu, I'd much rather talk about your engine. Oh, guess what, Inu? It ain't gonna happen because, like I heard today, where Simon Jordan of Talksport was just on the phone, yeah, on my mobile, on his YouTube channel, and they're talking about can Newcastle United do the incredible. I mean, we've got to look at it as this. All of the teams, Arsenal sit at the top. Liverpool, Chelsea, us, and who else? What we got? What jobs have you done in engineering? Equal temper, morning. Where has your cat painting gone? My cat painting? Eh? Oh, you mean the little dish that was up on the wall? I put it somewhere. Don't know where. Oh, yeah, man. Can you tell me what this means? Do you know what? I'll tell you another thing. Can't tell you what HTML stands for either. There you go. But it's not talking about Newcastle United, is it? Nah. And you see, that's the point. Changes for Newcastle United to push further, to rise higher in the Premier League table. You want to look at all of the other stuff, go and check me videos out. That's as easy as that. Go have a look at the videos. That's simple, really. Now, what I want on Sunday, no injuries, but I also want Ross Wilson to have a list of players which are available. Pick the phone up and get those players. There's no point in having 200 million to spend if you don't spend it. And we need players to cover or left back or right back. And we could also do with somebody up front as well. Yes, we have Johan Wissa, and yes, we have Nick Woltemade. That's true. But what we got? Paul, if we spent that money this summer, we won't have it available and when our margin targets will be available. Yeah, but you've got to think about this. Yeah, injuries. Certain players, certain players cannot play on the pitch. Then what do you do? What do you do then? If there is a kitty, it's there for a reason, correct? Plus you've got to take into account money the club has. If you let it slip, February, March, players get injured, you can't do nothing because you had your opportunity. If you don't take your opportunity, you miss out. And when Inu was saying yesterday, Newcastle United finishing 10th, right? That was what Inu said yesterday, 10th. So let's have a little check right now. Premier League table. Now, at this current moment in time, we have slipped to 8th. Brentford are above us. Now, beating Aston Villa takes us to 35 points. At this moment in time, Manchester United are on 35 points. But we have a better goal difference than they do. So we win the game on Sunday. We take 5th. And we have to keep pushing. They're not going to give you the 3 points. You have to put the ball in the back of the net. And as I was saying to, who was it? Immune George, yeah? There's money available. Spend the money, more money's coming. The higher we finish in this current season of the Champions League, that money comes back. Tickets, sponsorships, that money comes back. So currently we are 8th, 22 games played. That's important. Very important. Why? There's 8 games to 30. And then there's 8 games, season's over. So weigh up what you just said, Immune George and others. Weigh it up. I believe myself, Liverpool sit 4th on 36 points, 1 point in front of Manchester United. I want that place. It's up to our players to go and get that place. Cement it with the next victory, which is going to be as hard, but cement it and then push again. They're not going to give you the game. You've got to earn it. So that's where we are. Right, what we got? So-called Geordie. Good day. Windy, isn't it? No. It may be windy where you are, not here. Have I missed a song? No. Guitar's there though. 7th and 10th. Yes, in you. But to get back into the Champions League, it's top 4. Unless they do what happened last season, where we scraped 5th. I don't want to scrape to a victory when target is 4th. Attain it and back it up. Right. Hi, you don't forget, you've got Liverpool, City, Arsenal, and Chelsea away yet. Listen. The away form has to change. It has to. All those teams you just mentioned. We've gone to the Emirates and beaten Arsenal. So we've done that in London. We have to then, where was it? City and Liverpool. Yeah. They're all hard games. I'm not saying they're not. But what I want to say to you all is this. Like my neighbour said to me, we recently played Leeds in a 7-goal thriller. And he said, this is his words, if you play the same way against the big teams, your Liverpools, your Chelseas, your Arsenals, and your Manchester Cities, you've got to have belief. And his words were, that was the best damn game. It's probably game of the season. I'm just saying his words, not mine. Yeah. There are other teams playing football, says PD File Solutions. In you, Paul, you can't get that place if United and the Scousers both win, which means we have to beat them. And like I keep saying, I've said this many times when I've come up to St James's Park and people turn around and, oh, what's a score going to be today? And, you know, when you're listening to people, oh, it might be a draw. No, we're going to get beat today. If you're going to get beat, why are you going to a game? You go to a game to enjoy. And hopefully the players put the ball in the back of the net. You know? What else we got? What was the best match I ever attended? Oof. Damn, there's been many. Please don't use common sense and logic. So-called Geordie, yeah. I look at things this way. Yeah. I want every game Newcastle United to do their very, very best. We used to have games years and years ago. We had a manager who was a player. Yeah. He came back and he said to the players in a calm voice, wasn't shouting, in a calm voice, he turned round and he said, they score, you go up there, the other end of the pitch, and you put 2 in the back of the net. Every time they score, you go up the other side and you put 2 in their goal. And that manager will go down in history. He didn't win the title, but he came really close. As close as you can get. And currently, he's having a big issue. The big issue with the big C. Not going to mention it other than that. But I've got the greatest respect for what he did. Eddie is the first manager out of a lot of managers. And you can the Carabao Cup, you can call it a tin pot cup till you go different colours in the face. But I remember this, 300,000 people on the town moor. I remember watching the bus leave St James's Park as slow as possible. And I remember just seeing a sea of black and white all the way down through the Gallagher, up Percy Street, up to the town moor. Those images will never leave my mind. So you have an option. And that option is this. Do you believe? Or are you the person that doubts when you go to St James's Park? Hiya, Pete. It's you know what it is? It's spreading. It's like a wildfire. But we're talking football today. We're talking about what I want, which is Newcastle United this Sunday to overtake Manchester United or get as close to 5th. And then we move forward to a Champions League game. And you, I'm going to read what you just said. I didn't take you as a glory supporter. A glory supporter, in my terms, is this. Somebody who's gone to St James's Park after our takeover. I was at St James's Park before the Leazes had a roof. I was at St James's Park when we used to have a gigantic scoreboard in the Gallagher. So no, I'm not a glory. I want glory. We go to games to support our team no matter what. We don't avoid games we aren't going to win. What a shell. You're calling me a shell. Guess what? Well, guess what? For calling me a shell, you can sit on the naughty step for 24 hours. Utter stupidity. But I didn't expect anything else. Now, I went to, let me just correct everybody here. Newcastle Falcons. I would go to Newcastle Falcons most times was on a Sunday. Sunday was a day off. Why? Because 6 days of the week I drove a bus. So there's only 7 days in a week. So I had Sunday off. So, and I have been to many games at St James's. Some of those I took the other half to the game, and I'll even tell you the bar on Percy Street where everybody gathers. It's the one, I think it's the Three Bulls, I think it is. And we would leave there to go to St James's, scan the card and go in. Now, had the Union had the same card but for the Gallagher, I'd have been better. So-called Geordie. Never mind. I think all of those who doubt, when the back end of May comes and there's no more football, I think if Newcastle United do get to 4th in the Premier League, so that they are in next season's 26-27, I think this. You should apologise, but you won't. But you should. Because I just give you an opinion of like who might score, change of formation, i.e. 2 up front instead of 1. Yeah. Carry on, so-called Geordie. Carry on. Fill the chat. Spam the chat. Carry on. Go on. Type. Makes me laugh. Now, my goals. Yeah, I did say changes were on the way. And some of those changes you ain't gonna like. But those changes are coming. And one thing I'm going to say is this. Come the end of May, which isn't far away, because we've got spring, then we're going to summer, where all the footballers go on their holidays. Yeah. What I would like would be Ross Wilson to get players now, and then in the summer see where we're looking, because we will have our finishing position in the Premier League. We'll have the money from the UEFA Champions League, potential new money from new sponsorship. So it's looking pretty good. But yeah, doubt all you like. It still won't stop what's coming. So enjoy, because it's going to be a crazy few months. And what I began last year continues through this year, into next year, into the year after, all the way through. Nothing stops it. But you doubt. That's your doubt, not mine. Now, you all have a wonderful day, even those who doubt. I hope you can make somebody else's day. Thanks for watching.